off by.
That mouse is fixed.
I want excitement. You can hear the crowd.
Loud noises.
They aren't out there doing math. They're cheering. All right, let's get into Champion Select. Let's see what these squads got. It's Kindred and Gangplank banned out by FlyQuest. Cloud9 taking the Aatrox and the Rumble off the table. The Aatrox Nocturne, constant bans 1 and 2 on red side. Not going through this time. We have seen so much of that so far this split, but we'll see if the Nocturne ban still comes through. Nope, it's FlyQuest who decided they want to take that one off the table.
Yeah, and Flame has played 4 straight Rumble games, so they're saying, nope, got to play something different today. He is going to have to show a new pick, as he hasn't been kind of changing that up at all. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, a FlyQuest, now their opportunity to lock in first pick. You could look at something like a Zoe if you want. Kindred and Nocturne, as you said, both off the table, so, you know, not really that big, obvious priority pick from those must bans, but Tahm Kench is the lock-in, and we've been seeing more and more of Tahm Kench. We've been seeing a lot of Tahm Kench, Ashe versus Varus, Braum, and these sorts of matchups. And not only is he safe, but if you use his ultimate well, you can be proactive, you can get it on the map, you can affect side lanes, so really is a strong pick.
FlyQuest deem it worthy to pick over anything else. How do you respond here if you're Cloud9? Thinking about that Zilean that has done so well for them so far. Jensen has just done some fantastic stuff on this champ.
Yeah, I think we could see either Zilean and a jungler or perhaps even Zilean and something like a Varus, and then you can go Varus-Braum into that matchup. We've seen Varus plus Braum beating a lot of the Tahm Kench lanes, working pretty effectively there. It all just depends really on kind of where they want to spend those picks. And early Jhin pick is somewhat surprising to me because that is not something I feel would be hotly contested. Wild Turtle has no Jhin games this whole season. So to me, this just tells me that they want to hide some of their further in picks and maybe trying to kind of mix things up a little bit.
We know Sneaky likes playing the Jhin as well, so maybe he can put on a stellar performance this time around as Santorin will lock in the Sejuani for the jungle. FlyQuest will also pick up the Ashe to go with that Tahm Kench, and it's just what you were talking about. This is the same bottom lane that we saw from Clutch Gaming in the previous game, where you have that global and semi-global capability.
I am surprised to see the blind Camille here, but this could be Camille jungle. This could be Camille top. There is possibilities of kind of having that flex for that position, and you know, a lot of people talk about the Zilean Kindred combo. Obviously, they're not going to get that, but there's other great pairings with the Zilean that you can play very aggressively. Graves is one that is an aggressive jungler. Camille can even work well with that. So
I like Skarner.
Skarner, that's a combo. It is a combo, yes. But
the lack of other descriptors in front of combo leads me to believe you don't have the kind of faith that I hope you would have.
There's lots of other descriptors I could have added in, but we're good friends.
We're all right. We're going to leave those descriptors out of it for now, as Mundo and Gnar will be banned out by Cloud9 on the side of FlyQuest. It's just Olaf so far, and Mundo's one of those picks that can just get completely out of control. Like, how would Camille ever kill him after so much time? Gnar is a champion that sometimes you see Camille picked into to jump on the mini Gnar and actually put kill threat on him. But this is an interesting conversation that we were having earlier about how those matchups, when you have to play around could the jungler be there, sometimes that doesn't work out so well, and you just want to ban it away.
Exactly. It's only really a winning match if you're playing aggressively. But this is also interesting because these are two champions that are good into tank, so it makes me feel like it is a jungle pick, and there it is. So they banned out 2 answers to tanks, and then they actually are going to be having this Camille as the jungler. The Ornn is the one going up top, so they kind of make FlyQuest waste 1 ban on the Olaf, and that was leading me to believe it, so it makes a lot of sense. GP is also banned away by FlyQuest in the first round, so AD Kennen going to be the answer here, I think, for Flame. We have not really seen it do well, I have to say, in the NALCS. People have not really been able to make it pay off too well. There is the possibility of it being AP for more of the team fighting prowess, but then you're not going to really kind of have that dominance in the 1v1. And
you're never going to kill an Ornn with AP Kennen.
Unless you get way ahead.
Mid lane locked in for FlyQuest. They decide to grab the Emperor of Shurima for Keen.
This is interesting. I mean, they do have a powerful team fight. If you want to, this is Beard Soups. If you want to go for AP Kennen, you do have a very nasty team fight. I mean, Ashe and Azir provide a lot of scaling, a lot of team fight damage. And you have the Tahm Kench Sejuani as your front line, kind of trying to keep you safe as well. And then Kennen does provide a lot of threat onto these targets, right? Yes, there is that Ornn, but there's a lot of squishy members. There's 4 squishy members, so I think it is justifiable to think about going AP and looking for a team fight. Because I don't think that an AD Kennen is going to be... This is Zilean support, so they're doing some crazy stuff here.
It's not just one Bamboozle, it's 2 from Cloud9. They pick the Zilean and say, yeah, Jensen loves Zilean. They pick the Camille and be like, boy, Licorice has done some great stuff. Let's put him on a carry. Psych. Double psych.
I think this is really smart, right? Because when Keen sees that it's supposed to be a Jensen Zilean, he's like, great, we're going to farm. I'm going to play as Azir and scale up and be a monster in team fights. And Jensen says, nope, that's going to be a LeBlanc. I'm taking Ignite. I'm going to kill you in lane. They do have, a bit of a weaker 2v2 in the bottom lane because of Zilean. Zilean is not really a lane-dominant support. It's something, though, that you can get through lane with against Tahm Kench and then have a lot of utility, a lot of power in the later stages, in the mid-game, and in those team fights. So a really clever draft here from C9. A lot of mix-ups, a lot of kind of trickery going on. We'll see if FlyQuest, with their very standard composition, can kind of withstand the onslaught and really take over.
Remember, this one is for a shortcut straight into the semifinals. That playoff bye. Team Liquid already secured themselves the first one of those, and you'll only get to have 2 of them total throughout a split. So these 2 teams would love to stand right next to Liquid, have that ticket towards the second round of the playoffs, and prove that they deserve it up against... I honestly love these types of matchups the most, Azael, because this is the time. It's not like you have to beat somebody else to say, oh yeah, I deserve this spot more than you now. It's you versus me. One of us deserves the spot, and the head-to-head decides it.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't ask for more. The bye, the last game of the split coming down to these 2 teams facing off of against each other, and it's win or go home.
Running out onto the Rift, the line of scrimmage being drawn by both sides. Everybody just chilling out. Having a good time.
This is going to be a really scary mid lane for Keen, because not only are you against an Ignite LeBlanc here, which has a lot of solo kill pressure, the gank potential from Camille early on is very, very big. If you get stunned into a chain or chained into a stun, you are going to die. So that is really, really scary for Keen. He's going to have to play very well around that, as Jensen has been a monster.
Level 2 Camille gank is kind of like back when Jarvan was popular, the level 2 Jarvan gank meme where it's just like, oh,
go mid.
Yep, Jarvan gets red, Jarvan goes somewhere else. You don't need anything else to gank with Jarvan because that's what you do. We'll see if Blabber can pull that off, but one thing I do want to point out, phase rush on Flame. Normally, if it's AD Kennen, you see one of the more press the attack, combat type of keystones. So the phase rush is leading me to believe we might see that AP.
Yeah, it's definitely still up in the air. I do agree that if you're going for a pure split push, you want to go oftentimes for press the attack and those sorts of things to be able to kind of get that 1v1 damage. But I have seen some AD Kennens going for phase rush simply to play it very aggressively and kite back and forth. If you try to actually jump forward onto this Kennen, he procs his phase rush, he can kite you out and then chase you down with the auto attack. So there is a possibility that it still could be AD, but I think, as I talked about in draft, AP would make a lot of sense here as well. It's 4 squishy targets on this team. If you can get in the middle of all those guys and you have so much damage coming out from that AoE, give the time for Ashe and Azir to really get that damage out to follow it up. I think that's pretty strong.
Plus, it's a great answer to something like Zilean, who excels at protecting against single target burst. But if 4 people are being shredded at the exact same time...
And ult the whole team.
Yeah, then Zeyzal has to make the impossible choice of, okay, who do I save? Which carry? Or me? Do I want to be selfish? What do I want to do? Bottom side, Sneaky and Zeyzal will keep JJ and Turtle pushed up here.
Yeah, so one of the things that Zilean can really do, despite the fact that he's not a strong laner, he has very good foot, right? So you can actually just throw down a bomb on each minion wave, hit all of those minions, and then you have the bouncing grenade, you have the W for that kind of line shot through a lot of the minions, and Jhin can then shove in and push very, very effectively.
I guess that's the nice part about playing against Tahm Kench. Yes, he can save people, and yes, he provides a lot of global ability later on, but during the lane, he's kind of a free pass for you to pick what you want into him, just because it's pretty hard to just get absolutely dumpstered by Tahm Kench. It's Santorin looking to make the play onto Jensen, who tries to get himself away, now looking to maybe turn things back around. Blabber looking to go deep, find the kill on a Keen, and first blood over to Cloud9.
The turnaround from Cloud9, Jensen kiting down to Blabber. Blabber hits the hookshot flash. The Ignite was down, and Keen gets popped. What a turnaround there.
Both summoners used by Keen as well. You can't ask for much more for Cloud9.
Yeah, you really can't. That was just beautiful stuff from them. And it was a good attempt, honestly. It looked like it could have worked out there as Santorin on this Acer Predator replay is going to Q flash in, connects with Jensen. That was all very nice, but Jensen creates the maximum amount of distance. Blabber shows up, he lands his full combo, and then hookshot flash right in on top of him. No summoners available, and no way out for the Azir.
Good stuff coming out from this Camille jungle, which is one of those picks that needs to get going. This isn't something that you can build a Cinder Hulk, a boot, and 4 tank items on.
You could, but you would be trolling.
You would be absolutely trolling. You would get 9 times reported. You might get 10 times reported if you were feeling just really annoyed with yourself. But he's going to be going for the Warrior. You can see it in his inventory right now, likely towards the Trinity Force after that. And when you go for these aggressive builds, you got to get on the board early. This is exactly what Cloud9 wants to see.
Yeah, it really is going to feel very, very good for him. And you can look to get in the face of the Sejuani. You can look to continue to be very proactive with those ganks. And now it's a scary, scary world out there for Keen. You can see he's down in the farm. He's going to have to be non-stop worried about any potential reganks or even a solo kill. Blabber is spotted. This is really good.
Santorin walked through that brush. He was just about to walk out of it, right as soon as he sees Blabber. Decides to keep himself hidden there. His turtle gets hit by 1 bomb, but not quite the second. Santorin's still hanging around this bottom side just in case pressure is coming, and it will be there in just a moment.
No, he's there now.
Blabber shows up. Both junglers will be here. They're aware of each other's presence. Jensen also thinking about that bottom lane, but Cloud9 decides not to do anything super audacious just yet.
But this is perfect. That's all you need to do. Jensen goes missing. Blabber is there. Well, Wild Turtle, sorry, bud, you don't get to farm, right? You have to give up all of this CS. And look at the CS advantage. That is monumental this early on. 45 CS to 25. That is an insane advantage in the 2v2. And a lot of that is their own fantastic laning, but it's also the implied pressure that they could get dove.
And look at the buy comparisons.
Oh, God.
BF sword, first shot for Sneaky. Yep, A-OK, fantastic stuff.
Yep.
Exactly what you want to see on AD carry. Turtle's got a butter knife and a boot.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's not quite as good. Not quite as good as the BF sword. We'll see how well he can hang on there, as we do see towards that middle lane. Santorin trying to move in, steal a few resources from that enemy jungle, go for the chicken camp. If the enemy jungler's camping out in your territory, best way to avoid him, just go to his.
Yeah, I think this is a smart play from Santorin. It's kind of loss mitigation. You're trying to get whatever you can anywhere. And Sejuani does have good AoE clear. That is harder for Blabber before he has a Tiamat or something like that to actually deal with those chickens. And up on the top side, we still are no closer to knowing if it's AD or AP, but the steal there, not sure if it did come in. Looks like Blabber got it, but I'm not positive. Yeah,
Blabber got the smite down there. Crab control, most important thing. When you're jungling in 2018, you got to control those scuttle crabs.
Fight for the crabs, and Blabber's just going to continue the invade because he knows he is really strong right now. He's camping out and looking for a potential dive here even. Jensen is 6. They could try to go for this. They're pushing it in Sneaky, and they're going to look for a 4-man dive. 5-man dive.
Has the range here. We'll see how well this goes through. Blabber tries to jump over the wall, maybe going after Santorin. Doesn't land the hook shot. Means they're not going to find anything with that. FlyQuest does have to back up. Ooh, Cloud9, you're getting spicy.
The whole goon squad showing up for Keen. Everyone coming through. But he does a good job. He backs off. He kind of anticipates it. Doesn't even have to blow a summoner. But there wasn't much loss there from Cloud9 because they had wave control on either side. And those are just smart plays to make, smart plays to look for, and doesn't really end up having much of a cost besides maybe a couple minions. So, well played on both sides.
Keen doesn't have the flash available still. Got to remember that one, as Cloud9 does look to make those plays on him. It'll be about another 30 seconds before that's back up. Of course, you can say the same thing for Jensen, but he's got some tools with double distortions and passive clones to get himself out of trouble if he finds himself there. While topside, Licorice is hanging out in the brush here. Will be seen there by the ward from Flame, who is going for the AP.
Yep, it's going to be Proto Belt, and this makes it so easy to itemize on the top side of the map for Licorice. You basically expect to never die now. All right, look at everyone who could come up to you. Oh, Tom Kench is going to roam, magic damage. Sejuani's going to gank you, magic damage. Zizir, magic damage. Cannon, magic damage. So easy to itemize. The Russian Abyssal, you could even go Abyssal into Adaptive, and you're essentially worry-free for a very long time. And that's going to put a lot of the onus on Wild Turtle to be able to punch through this guy in a team fight. But it does make sense, I think, if you get to that 5v5. Oh, they're going in.
Blabber decides it's time to make the dive, but Flame's able to outplay it. And Blabber shot down by the turret. Good stuff from the FlyQuest top laner.
Blabber just in way too early there, and Flame gets the outplay. You need Licorice tanking in that turret. You do not want to be that as that squishy warrior Camille. Flame turns it around, and he has the red buff now, so says thank you very much. We'll take control of the lane.
Laning against Kennen isn't very fun. One of the few things that's less fun in the top lane than laning against Kennen is red buff Kennen.
Yeah.
Licorice has his work cut out for him there on the top side now, and FlyQuest have to be ecstatic about the way that one turned out. Cloud9, though, still about 1,000 gold ahead. Let's take another look at how this play went wrong.
Yeah, here it is one more time. I like the idea, but he is flashing so far in. The hookshot did not land after that hookshot flash, so he hookshot flash, miss, ult in, and they're now going for a play here behind him.
Bottom side, it's Sneaky, who's going to be taken down rather rapidly. Hazel decides to drop the ultimate, so we'll see if that's enough to save him. But Sneaky says, nope, I need these minions. I know I'm going to die anyway. Might as well do it with a pocket full of money. Turtle grabs the kill onto him, and that is his first for the game.
Yeah, really good stuff from FlyQuest across the map. That is an ultimate you love to see from Tom Kench. The aggressive play. Ash arrow goes out as Tom Kench is ulting in behind you with Santorin there, and despite the Zillion ultimate, there was really no way for Sneaky to get out of there, so I like that he holds on to the summoners. I like that he just tries to clear out that minion wave, and that is smart stuff, but good job from FlyQuest getting Turtle back into the game. So now he has the kill, now he gets to pick up some of those minions, and despite still being down a lot in farm, the gold won't be too different.
And even though Sneaky died there, that farm has made it so when he died, went back to base, he did pick up the Stormrazor for himself, and this is Hail of Blades Jhin. So the Stormrazor plus Hail of Blades proc actually just gives him an asinine amount of damage. Yeah, it is 90 damage or something like that.
It is very, very scary with all that bonus damage coming out. You can see Jensen, though, having a great time in the mid lane here against Keen. He's up heavily in farm. Bottom lane is up heavily in farm. Jungle is up in farm. So that is where C9's edges have kind of come from. Flame, the lone member who really is ahead, thanks to that kind of botch dive and a well-played turnaround from him. And he's going to be terrifying in a team fight. You know, you let him get to a quick completed item, they can look to force fights.
Keen in some trouble here mid. He did have to go for the rush onto Mercury Treads as well, just for the extra magic resistance, CC duration, and just trying to avoid some of Jensen's ability to close the distance.
Yeah, I mean, the magic resist, you can try to dodge some of those skill shots, but also you have to worry about the fact that Chains can lock you up, and Camille coming can be locking you up there too. The Rue from Sneaky, there's so much CC, so I think the Merc Treads, while very defensive, is a pretty good option, and Jensen's just going to try to continue pressuring. This isn't the matchup Keen thought he would have. He thought he was going to farm it out against the Zillion. Instead, he's being heavily pressured here by Jensen on this LeBlanc.
And I want to applaud Cloud9 for that as well, because I want to go back to what we were talking about in game number 1 with NA on red side messes up frequently because they don't take advantage of counterpick. They don't take advantage of the fact that you get to see the entire enemy composition before you make that choice of what's going to be your last champion. And Cloud9 doing the bait and switch on 2 different roles in this draft is exactly what I want to see.
It really is. It's very, very clever drafting from Reaper here, so he definitely deserves a lot of credit. I think kind of outthought a lot of us here, including myself. Wasn't sure exactly where everything is going to go.
I was bamboozled.
You know, the flex picks were very nice. You know, I did kind of expect the Camille flex pick, but wasn't expecting the Zillion to then go support, as Jensen has shown it mid so many times.
Santorin with a good dash over the wall there to keep himself safe, but that does mean yielding crab control. Blabber will pick that one up for the side of Cloud9. No focus towards this Drake yet. We haven't really seen anybody looking to mess around with that mountain being the first one that spawns. It's not that useful early on in the game. Bottom side, we'll see if Turtle and JJ want to set up another kind of a play anytime soon. With those ultimates back available, they can always call for some help down here and see if they can make that work out. Santorin is hanging around as well, but with Blabber in the area, you've got to be careful on forcing what could be a 3v3 with your opponents having an extra life.
Yeah, that is risky. C9 looking to set up here around mid lane. Not going to pull the trigger just yet, and we have to remember Santorin did get Rift Herald, so still has about half the time left on that. If he can get a kill into the Rift, would be big for FlyQuest, because I think FlyQuest for the most part is going to be pretty happy just kind of farming right now. Their team fight is super, super strong. You know, if Azir scales up, it's easier to kind of execute in team fight on that Azir. You know, Ashe is going to have so much utility with that Crystal Arrow. So a lot of these guys are going to be pretty happy going into that 5v5 where, you know, for Blabber, the squishy Camille diving in, that can be tough. It can be tough for the LeBlanc as well.
One thing I'm noticing looking at this map right now, there are so many more Cloud9 wards than there are FlyQuest wards. You can see that vision being placed in the FlyQuest jungle. You saw some on my way pings there from Cloud9. towards the backside of the enemy red buff as they know it's about to spawn.
Bombs.
JJ eating some damage from those bombs into the Deadly Flourish, rooting him up as well. Walks away with half HP remaining, gets the tongue lash at the end to trade back a little bit, but FlyQuest definitely on the losing end of that.
Oh, the arrow!
Arrow comes through, Zeyzal popping the cleanse to keep himself safe.
That was actually really nice from Zeyzal, stepping forward to absorb that because Sneaky does not have that cleanse, so does trade out a summoner, but keeps his AD alive.
Blabber knows Santorin is here. Saw him place down that ward, his bottom side. The curtain call opens up. JJ's going to soak the shots here
All
at the start.
down.
Santorin wants to block the fourth one. Takes, I think, negative damage as it hits the bone plating.
Yeah, Sejuani passive as well. So strong on those initial shots. The missing HP damage not going to come into effect at all as he was sitting pretty. But again, it's another try, and they're looking for Keen now.
Want to go after him. Can't quite find the stun there from the hook shot. Wanted to see if maybe he could get a summoner or something at least. Keen, calm, cool, and collected, though.
They go.
Let's see how well this works out as Santorin tries to make the ulti happen down in a sneak. They're looking to burst him down before Zeyzal's able to find the ulti. Won't be able to do it in time. JJ's taking low. The bomb going to come through on this one. JJ needs to stay safe as Sneaky will find the kill onto the FlyQuest support. Going to be kept alive for now. Santorin looking to find the damage. Does take him down. Now going to be underneath the turret. Flame looking to find a slicing maelstrom onto 3. Instead get popped. A double kill over to Blabber.
And Cloud9 gets so much on the bottom side of the map. Jensen, a huge difference maker as he roams down and just deletes Flame. Keen is left pushing mid lane, but Cloud9 are going to win very big off that. They're going to get the bottom lane turret. They're going to get the dragon, and they win 3 kills for 1 and open up a big gold lead.
FlyQuest really wanted Sneaky there. And I mean, yeah, you got him, but at what cost? That was just a tragedy for them, and Cloud9 could really start to run away with this now. Let's take another look.
The engage, was looking pretty good, but unfortunately not able to actually catch that ultimate as Zeyzal did get out of there, and then Sneaky kind of getting back towards Zeyzal, and JJ stays around at just too low. So Sneaky comes back up, he has his 4th shot, gets the kill, requires Santorin to flash in under the turret. Meanwhile, Blabber kills off Turtle. Flame looks for the ultimate, but look at that damage coming out of Jensen. As now you see him, now you don't.
See, AP Kennen has this thing where he builds Zhonya's, and it's really effective because you can go into the fight and not die even though you're really squishy. But before that Zhonya's comes online, you get moments like that where...
And he went the most aggressive build possible basically here. He went for double spell pen with the Oblivion Orb Stork boots. This is so much upfront damage. So if he really can get in the middle and the team is there supporting him at that same time, he's going to be doing so much. But in this case, they kite away, they make space, and he just got exploded.
FlyQuest will strike back now, trying to take down their first turret of the game. Cloud9 already has 2, so this will be FlyQuest's first objective. That going their way puts a little bit more gold in their pockets, but it's still a 4,000 gold lead for Cloud9, Azale, and this is why this team is on a 7-game hot streak. This is why this team is the hottest team in the NALCS right now, because it's just started working and it never stopped.
It really has, and they could look for another play here. Licorice has the ultimate, he's gonna go for it.
Sound the horn! Here comes the ram, and there goes Wild Turtle. JJ's nearly taken down. The thick skin's only gonna prolong the inevitable. A double kill for Jensen is another win for Cloud9.
Jensen's distortion there was just picture perfect. He catches both Turtle and JJ with the same distortion on the very edge of both sides there, getting 2 more kills. He is up a ton of farm. He is roaming everywhere, and Jensen is showing you how it is done from the mid lane.
On this pick that caught FlyQuest by surprise, and he is making sure he gets the most of that element here today.
This is what you want out of a red side game. You want that big counter pick. You want that play. Now watch the distortion here. It's a great engage from Licorice. The distortion catches both members on the very edge. Oh my God, Turtle just gets exploded. JJ has no chance to get out as Jensen already had the chain locked in, and he is off to the races. This is a very, very strong LeBlanc. Keen's gonna go back to base, which means the turret is gonna get really low here, and C9 are just in full control.
Jensen putting shot after shot into that mid lane turret now as well. It's the last tier 1 standing on the side of FlyQuest. They will move Turtle and JJ up in time to protect it. But ever since that fight bottom lane, that seemed to just completely wash away any control they had over this game. Yeah, Cloud9 was ahead before that, but they weren't stunningly ahead.
can. I mean, the thing is, it's so tough, right? Because now they're down in turrets, they're down in kills, and look at the farm. 40 CS in the bottom lane, 30 plus CS in the mid lane. Jungle is almost a 40 CS differential as well. And top lane is not really that big of an edge because this is not an AD cannon. He's building more for the team fight. So it's really, really getting tough for FlyQuest now as that gold lead expands and expands. C9 looking to take full vision control, attacking the buffs, attacking the extra resources here that FlyQuest has, and looking to keep that pressure up.
I like this from Cloud9. It's exactly what you want to see. I don't want to see a team get some outer turrets, get a 5,000 gold lead, and then sit on it until Baron spawns, move up into enemy territory, choke them out of the game, and put Keen in a really bad spot. Santorin just gets completely juked as Cloud9 will now see if they can find anything else. Blabber issues the Hextech ultimatum. Can't really find a whole lot from that one, but now Cloud9's got everybody here in the mid lane.
Yeah, Jensen gets Keen's flash, he gets Santorin's ultimate, and just makes him look silly there, distorting back out of the Sejuani. Alton, he is just really feeling it, in full control of this game.
The LeBlanc dream.
It's been a while since I feel like we've seen these kind of mid-lane carry performances, this level of dominance. There's been so much in this meta of Oriannas and Zillions and these sorts of champions farming it out. This is just domination with a counter pick, and this is the red side dream.
This is the red side dream, and I feel like this is the Jensen dream. Yeah. This is what you expect from him as a player. You see Jensen, and you don't necessarily think something super supportive, something that's an enabler. You don't think Zillions and Lulus and Gallios. You think LeBlancs. You think big playmakers. You think this guy that's going to put the team on his back. And so far, he's been hitting the gym. Those back muscles are big.
he's looking buff. And I mean, it makes it so hard when you're thinking about preparing for this team. If Cloud9 were to win, they would making it straight to the semifinals. They would have that bye. And then they have shown a lot of different looks. They've shown Licorice on carries, slamming up in the top lane. They have shown, Jhin and Quinn in the bottom lane, things that not a lot of other marksmen are playing. Now they are showing, things like the Kindred Zillion combo in the mid lane, supportive things in the mid lane like Lulu. Now Assassins coming out. How do you really effectively do picks and bans when they can flex everything everywhere and it feels like play all the styles?
Okay, guys, we got 5 bans. All right, well, how many champions can we play? 140. All right. All right, let's start from somewhere. A little bit hard of a challenge to tackle, but right now, FlyQuest has to find a way to stabilize this. They've got to staunch this bleeding. It's a 6,000 gold lead, 21 minutes into the match. And it just seems like Cloud9 is doing no wrong so far. Mountain Drake number 2, spawning in about 10 seconds. FlyQuest will hang around, but Cloud9's the ones in control.
They really are, and I think they've made some very intelligent item choices. You can see Mikhail's rush here from Zeyzal, so he wants to stand in the back, be able to instantly Mikhail's the Sejuani ultimate or the Ashe ultimate, have a revive for anyone else if they get picked. You can see that the Sterix here from Blabber means I want to team fight. It's not the Triforce that is more about the 1v1 or the side lane type of pressure. This is a tankier style. This is allowing him to be more aggressive when they are playing from ahead, and I love the choices.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic coming out from Blabber, because when you look at your carries, when you look at what Sneaky and Jensen can do, you don't need to have the extra damage.
Jensen can one-shot him. You don't need any more than that.
Speaking of getting one-shot here, Flame is going to keep himself alive with the Zhonya's effect. JJ taken very low now as Sneaky waits for the 4th shot. It would have been right on the money. JJ now still in some trouble. Jensen still going off this game. A rampage for the LeBlanc as Cloud9 will go 1 for 0 in that fight. They also get that stopwatch out of Flame, so no more stasis until he upgrades that into the full-on Zhonya's Hourglass, and that's another objective going the way of Cloud9.
I mean, it was well played by Flame to survive, but it's him using his flash, his ultimate, and his stasis defensively to try to retreat. So great, he gets out, but that is really all the playmaking ability gone off of that cannon. So C9's not going to have to worry too much about him for quite some time. They get another dragon, and now it is double mountain on this damage-heavy team with Baron on the map, and you have to be terrified of that from FlyQuest. They're just straight onto it, and if they don't hawkshot this soon as they do
all right, there's your hawkshot, but can they collapse in time? Baron's already taken down below half HP. Zeyzal's going to be running some interference, throwing 2 bombs down into the same spot. FlyQuest still looking to come in on this one. Zeyzal's taken low. Santorin into the front line, going to be stasis up. Blabber secures Baron for the side of Cloud9, but now how many guys can they get out of this pit? It looks like it's 5. Good Lord, man.
FlyQuest not able to get anyone there. C9 just on fire, making call after call after call. They have the double mountain that gives them the confidence to just straight up rush down that Baron. with Zeyzal running interference, he has the cleanse, he has the Mikhails. If he gets hit, he cleanses. If someone else gets hit, he Mikhails. He keeps them all safe. And this is the exact type of form you want to see from a team going into playoffs. I mean, you talk about confidence. This team looks confident. They look prepared. They look incredibly good moving into these NALCS playoffs. And I think anyone who's looking to be potentially matching up against them has to give a lot of respect over to them, because not only are they going to be potentially earning a bye, their record does not demonstrate how good this team is right now. I mean, this will be 8 straight wins.
This is a team that looks like their biggest concern is the fact that they can't get any more wins next weekend because they'll be skipping quarterfinals to go straight to semifinals if they keep this pace up. This has been an absolutely incredible second half of the split for this team that, quite honestly, had the shakiest start to a split that I think we've ever seen from them. Fans were doubting, people were worried, they were saying, what the hell is going on with all these roster swaps? What is going on with this team? This is going on with this team. What a bounce back, what a winning streak, what a performance from Cloud9 as they now find themselves just shy of 10,000 gold ahead of the other team that they are tied for at second.
Yeah, and I mean, FlyQuest, it's so early in the game, right? They're down almost 10K, and it's 24 minutes in. This is not a 10,000 gold lead at 40 or 50 minutes. This is an absurd advantage that Cloud9 has created for themselves, and it's going to be really hard for FlyQuest. For them to come back, it's all about playmaking. You need that big Shurima shuffle. You need that flank from Kennen who gets an ultimate on 5. You need that sort of miracle play. There is no way you win front to back, regardless of what your comp is, when you're this far behind this early.
Right. And with a 10,000 gold lead at 24 minutes, like you said, you pretty much need all of those at the exact same time. This isn't, okay, maybe a shuffle, maybe a Kennen ultimate, get one of those in there.
Engage.
Everything has to come together. The entire puzzle, all the pieces at the same time here. Cloud9 will likely just force their way into the base here of FlyQuest. They do have 2 of these lanes pushing up towards those inhibitor turrets. Both still above half HP for now as Blabber just hovers between the 2 lanes, ready to make that play over the wall with the hook shot.
And this would be an opportunity for them because FlyQuest, they're down 10K, but about 7,000 that is sitting on C9 unspent. So this may be, one of their only chances to really find that engage. Looks like they're making the call to perhaps just give up the inhibitor though and try to play for late, try to depend on the Azir scaling and hope that you can make this game last another 10, 20 minutes.
Ooh, they're going to be hard-pressed to do that even at this point. Curtain call opens up. JJ soaking the shots for now. Fourth one comes through, finds its way onto him. Horn also going to sound off. Hextech ultimatum finds a mark. Jurek goes down. Turtle and the rest of FlyQuest having to retreat now. Flame looking to go in, find something, but it will be nothing. Zillion ultimate expended to make sure Blabber's able to walk away from that one. It will not even be procced, but Cloud9 still get inhibitor number 2.
Yeah, both inhibitor turrets, both inhibitors down. They have a top wave pushing in as well, so Cloud9 could potentially even get another turret on the exit. Blabber, don't die to those wolves, bud.
He's got the smite. He's got the smite.
It's all under control.
No shame death to the wolves just yet.
Yeah. But they are going to back up. They are going to reset, and they are going to be so rich when they do it. Now, this is about 10,000 gold in their pockets for them to spend. So pretty insane buys going to be coming through here as the Cloud9 members recall. You can see the IE completed up there for Sneaky Redemption and for Zeyzal. So many power spikes. The Morellonomicon done for Jensen. Building towards a locket there for Licorice. So these guys are just so ridiculously strong. GA plus Sterix, that screams team fighting for Blabber. They're just too far ahead.
5,611 gold off of that Baron play that Cloud9 made that FlyQuest could not do anything about. So many times we see the Baron dance. So many times we see teams struggle to make the call. Okay, go for it now. This is the right time. Cloud9 did it perfectly. They got huge results from it afterwards. And all that's left now is taking down this final lane.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough here for FlyQuest. They're trying to hang on. They're trying to fight for that playoff bye. But it's looking very unlikely now as Cloud9 are closing in on that appearance. And this would be the first time they've made it to finals weekend since spring of 2017. It's been a while here for Cloud9. So they really want to get back to that stage. They want to be establishing themselves once again as a dominant organization in this new era with these new players. All these bright, shining stars kind of coming up. Zeyzal, Blabber, Licorice, young North American players who are looking so good, so promising on this Cloud9. Kind of gives you hope for their future.
Yeah, it goes back to what we were talking about. There were so many questions from the fans, from people all around saying, is this going to work out? Is this the right move? Should Cloud9 be swapping players around like this? And now that they've found this roster, that they've found Licorice and Blabber and Zazel working together like this, it just seems like the answer was yes. It took some time. It took some rough times. But now, those times have seemingly passed, and this squad is just dismantling FlyQuest. Underneath the turret they go. Blabber gives him the uppercut kick, and with Turtle out of the picture, Cloud9 will likely close it out here and now. We'll see how patiently they want to go about doing that. They will turn their attention up towards the third and final inhibitor turret. Take that one down. Licorice will just frontline against those Shuriman soldiers as that top lane inhibitor goes bye-bye. And we'll see the pressure now turn over to the next. Nice! Three-man stun. The damage comes through. The shuffle is nothing. And the damage onto Santorin is enough to kill him on the steps to the fountain. Cloud9. What an incredible showing here up against FlyQuest. They'll take the Nexus, they'll take the bye, and they are taking the NALCS by storm.
What a game there from Cloud9. Just absolute dominance from them across the map. Jensen putting on an absolute clinic here on the LeBlanc. 6-0-3, dominant in lane, making the roams happen, taking over in team fights. And this is a team that looks like they are of the caliber that could win a championship. They can challenge for that title and really look to put another banner up there. And it's been a long time for Cloud9. It's been a long time coming for those fans who have supported this team and are looking for that level of success.
This looks like a team that you want to avoid going into playoffs. We always talk about getting to playoffs. That's the topic of conversation right now, but once you're there, you've still got to win. And Cloud9 is looking like a team to beat if you want to have any sort of a chance, because how do you beat someone that's now won 8 times in a row? How do you beat this team that shows the ability to use a 7-man roster, swap people out, find success with it time and time and time again? I just cannot stop applauding how amazing the turnaround for this team has been in the second half of this.
And the drafting was fantastic today. So many clever swaps, them being able to